Hello, my name is Stephanie White, owner of Diligence One Financial Solutions, a bookkeeping and accounting firm that specializes in industry specific bookkeeping for the trucking and transportation industry. We also do bookkeeping and accounting for service based small businesses, as well as provide coaching for personal finance and business coaching. Today, I wanted to talk with you about April. April is the National Financial Literacy Month. And before this month comes to a close, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about that. Uh, of course, one of the main things, of course, for the month would be to gain some understanding and some clarity regarding your finances, being able to create financial goals as well as an action plan to be able to achieve those goals. And so I wanted to go over some steps that can help you in the process of making that happen for you. And the first step really would be defining your financial goals. What big, bold things do you want to do? I would suggest, not just thinking solely about, I want to pay off debt, but how about thinking about what do I want to do when that debt is paid off? What do I want my life to look like? What do I want my small business to look like? Having that big, bold goal that is the motivation to help you get where you're trying to go financially. Whether you see yourself getting married or owning a home or, adding a couple of trucks to your small business, what is that big, bold goal that you're trying to achieve that may be right now you're being held back by some of the financial challenges that you're having. So when you have that goal defined, it makes it a little bit easier for you to move forward with the possible the possible challenges that you may have when it comes to making decisions about your finances. Those everyday little things that you say, maybe I shouldn't be getting that coffee at Starbucks today, or maybe I shouldn't be buying that pair of shoes because I can use this money toward my big bold goal. So really defining what are your financial goals will help you to make those mundane everyday decisions a little bit easier. And of course, goals should be smart, right? I think we a lot of us know what smart is. That's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. SMART goals help you to know whether you're on track or not towards the bigger goal that you're trying to achieve. Next step in the process would be creating an action plan for your money. And that's typically what we call a budget. But we're not going to call it that because budgeting seems to make some people feel a little uncomfortable. It's creating an action plan for your money. Where is my money going? How do I want my money to move, right? There are a lot of different financial strategies that have to do with that. Things like the debt avalanche, the debt snowball, the debt snowflake. Those are terms that you can look up online or Google a little bit and learn a little bit about them. But again, they're basically financial strategies of how to go about tackling any debt that you may have. And in my personal opinion, there is really no one size fits all when it comes to deciding what the strategy is that you should use. A lot of times, we as individuals come to personal finance with a very personal view. We've all had our experiences with money, whether it be from childhood or, teenage years, college years. You come up with an understanding of how you relate to money. And so because of those experiences, those past experiences, and that mindset that you may have already adopted, um, you know not every strategy may work best for you. So you have to kind of understand who you are, how you relate to money, and decide on which strategy is really best for you. Again, some of those traditional ones may be best. There may be a couple of other financial strategies out there that might be a better fit for you. But again, it's something to investigate and understand who you are and what your priorities are when it comes to paying down money. Again, do you want to see, that big dollar value of one of the larger debts? Do you want to see that chopped down first? Or do you want to get some of those little smaller debts out of the way first and, sort of gain that momentum before you tackle the larger debts? But again, up to you. But I would definitely suggest looking into each of those and understanding who you are as to how you relate to that. Along with, being able to decide on an action plan for your money, you should also develop a savings plan. And again, what is that big bold goal out there, and how can that savings plan help you get there? Clearly, the majority of your money, if you're, in, debt, needs to be going towards your debt. But having that opportunity to save along the way or to save ahead of paying off your debt, gives you some momentum, gives you a feeling of accomplishment, as you make your way. So definitely something that needs to be on the priority list, is making sure you have a savings plan. Another tip and step that needs to be conducted is really educating yourself. Financial literacy is a huge topic, obviously, and it is key to really achieving your financial goals. You would really want to take the time to educate yourself. Things that are scary, I guess you could say, things that we avoid talking about money, we avoid talking about finances, and that's a lot of the reason why is because people don't understand it. But the thing is, the more you educate yourself, the more you understand it, the more comfortable you get with it. So I definitely would advocate for every person to spend time educating themselves. There are lots of online resources. There are, financial literacy courses, I'm sure, within your area, as well as, financial professionals that exist, financial coaches, that can help to give you some clarity regarding how to move forward. So I would suggest taking advantage of any opportunities to educate yourself so that, the world of money becomes less scary and becomes something that you can really grab a hold of and move forward with in order to achieve those bold goals that you have. And another thing, of course, the next step is to monitor your progress. Obviously, monitoring your progress, make sure that you're staying on track and it hits that measurable goal that we talked about among SMART goals, and it also hits that time bound goal, that we talked about with SMART goals. Because if you don't know where you stand with things, if it's not measurable, if it's not time bound, how do you know if you're achieving anything, right? So you want to monitor that progress, and you want to have, some check-ins with yourself along the route, to make sure that you're getting where you're trying to go. And another tip, in regard to also measuring your progress, is having an accountability partner, someone who you trust, whether it be your spouse, whether it be a parent, whether it be your best friend, uh, again, a financial coach that you hire, someone who can, hold you accountable and knows, what it is that you're trying to achieve. It helps. To not feel alone, that there are even clubs oftentimes that, work on financial literacy. Maybe you join something like that to allow yourself to not feel alone and to be able to have someone who's going to say, hey, why are you buying that latte? I thought you had a goal of going to Hawaii next summer. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to pay for that if you keep buying these lattes? So, again, it's a gut check, right? It's an opportunity for someone to make sure that, you are holding yourself accountable to the goals that you have set. So, hopefully, these tips have been helpful for you. I'm sure you've heard some of them before, but are you actioning them? That's the question. In order for us to move forward in life, we've got to make a plan and we've got to work the plan in order to get where we're going. So, I hope that this information has been helpful for you. And if you have a need for a financial coach, I am somebody who might be able to help you with that. So I'll drop my email information, my contact, in the comments, for you to find in the bio. And if you'd like, you can certainly reach out to me. Again, my name is Stephanie White, and I hope you have a great evening. Bye bye.